Hello again. I'm T and welcome to my party. So we have died, we're back. We are in our outhouse, just chilling, waiting it out. And we are waiting and waiting, and it's until that moment. So, just a smaller note. I stopped doing the accent for Hariyaki because it's hard to talk a lot like that and try to say Japanese names. So I'm swapping. He's having a semi-regular kind of asshole voice, while the villagers will get more of that accent because they're the actual quote-unquote hicks. And hopefully I'll be able to actually pronunciate names without sounding like a fool. Okay. Well, side note past, let's begin. Until that moment. Suddenly, the door began to shake. This place had a handle on the outside, and someone was pulling on it hard. There was a lock, sure, but there was only so much it could take before it broke. I prepared to pull on it from the outside. Stay inside! How many times must you have this flashback? What would happen if I did? Whatever was outside would instantly know I was here. Even if I protected the door, the thing had lots of other ways of hurting me. But what if it didn't know about me, and I was just weirded out by this randomly locked toilet? What if I didn't show a hint of fear to what it was doing? Would it just leave? I chose to just wait and see. Once again, someone pulled the door, shaking the structure as a whole. I gulped down a scream and focused on the lock. If it broke, it'd be over for me. As in, I'd be dead. That was what that memory told me. I was powerless back then, even more so now. Assuming I tried to fight back, what would work? I'd heard that teeth were the hardest part of the body, so maybe I could bite? Yeah, I'd tear whatever it was apart with my teeth. I'd bite it to death. I gathered my wits in killing intent. Grinding my teeth, I glared at the door. How long had it been? The sound suddenly stopped. For all I knew, it might have been a ploy to make me drop my guard. I'd slowly count to 500. If nothing happened in that time, I assumed it went away. There were no screams or attacks after that. But the silence around me improved my perception. I heard strange noises every now and then. Breathing, growling, claws on the ground. Basically, I felt a beastly presence. So that thing actually existed here? Was it what brought the mists here from the Saranaga? The wolf is coming? Did they know all about this? Shit, I couldn't learn anything from a place like this, and not knowing things scared me. Trusting my prescience or deja vu or whatever it was, I chose to stay quiet and wait. I'd find out everything tomorrow. I just had to make it through the night, then I could talk to Chiemi. And if it was something I couldn't solve, I'd just run away. Thankfully, my bike repairs are going well, but I'd be leaving even if it didn't work. I'd walk to Kamafujiyoshi if I had to. Unlike Yasumizu, they might have had reliable means of transport. For now, I just had to stay awake and make it through the night. Tuesday the 13th. I never liked seeing night gradually turn brighter as the morning arrives. It always made me feel like shit, like it just does something harmful both to my body and as a human being in general. I found it natural to spend the night asleep and welcoming the morning well rested with a smile. I never expected to feel so much gratitude for the morning light leaking through the door of the outhouse. It felt like the beasts had been out and about the whole night. Naturally, the high humidity here made all my clothes all wet and sticky. It was unpleasant, but even trying to move them and make it more comfortable for myself felt like a matter of life and death. Maybe it was a good thing I couldn't relax, but hell, it was exhausting in more ways than one. When I heard Chiemi shout Haruyuki-san in the distance, I was so overcome with relief I almost fell to my knees. If this turned out to be a trick, and I opened the door to see some wolf with a chewed collar in its mouth lunging for my throat, I'd give up and let it have me at this point. Same. With that in mind, I opened the door. I expected to see the same picturesque village I'd seen yesterday, so what I actually saw shocked me pretty hard. What the hell was up with this thick mist? I couldn't see shit. It was like the entire area was consumed by it. Did someone line every inch of this place with dry ice or something?
Haruaki-san!
Haruaki-san! I could hear Chiemi, but not see her.
Chiemi-chan!
Chiemi-chan, I'm right here!
Haruaki-san!
Haruaki?
Yokatta!
What a relief! Ah! I heard a wet sound and finally saw a silhouette within the mist. Also, I'm gonna do my best not to say the honor fix at the end, just because it awakens that inner weeb in me that I just like slightly cringe at, and it just doesn't sound right in English in the way that it would in Japanese for some reason. So I'll probably say them off and on, but I'm gonna just say their names for sake of my sanity. Are you okay? I'm stuck in the field. I walked up and saw exactly what I expected. A girl struggling to free one of her legs stuck deep in the paddy field. I see. Well, good luck. Hey, help me out. Oh, you can't do it yourself? Take my hand then. Out you go. Whoa! Wow! I tugged her hand and braced my legs. There was enough to help her, but she lost her balance and... Whoa!
Safe.
Headlock? This is a wrestling move. You're actually pulling it off. Despite how close we were now, this wasn't the least bit romantic. Anyway, I'm glad you're okay. I definitely remembered a time where I was far from it last night, though. Yeah, I guess I am. I had no idea what that was about, so I didn't see any reason to mention it, because, you know, werewolf dreams probably have nothing to do with this town that said, hey, a wolf is coming. I did feel like there was some beast outside. Chiemi's expression immediately darkened. She clearly knew what I was referring to. I have lots of questions, but right now, I'm more interested in the scream I heard than anything else. That was... Huh? You know what I mean? She fell silent, clearly uncomfortable. It was pretty ominous. This way. No point delaying the inevitable. Chiemi gave me her hand. I took it, but I didn't feel the least bit excited about this. She led me down the path to the school dorm.
Oh, Fusashi-san!
Oh, Fusashi-san, you're okay! I forgot the voice. Like, it's so hard to put yourself in character and then forget exactly how you did each character, especially if they're like at the very edge of your range. Congrats on surviving, toilet man! Thanks, warm futon man. You're okay too. Wait, where's Haru-chan? Did she? Oh, she's fine. She suffered quite a shock, so she's taking a while to get dressed.
そうか。
I see.
皆さん僕よ
So
り
the
先
rest
に
of
動
you
いてたみたいだな。
have already gotten a move on.
逆によく耐えれた
How
な
did you even handle
寝てた
being
の
in there anyway? Were you asleep?
寝られるか。
As if I
いつ出ていい
could.
かわか
I
らな
had
いか
no
ら
idea if I could
ずっ
get
と起
out,
きて
so I
待って
just
たよ。
waited until I heard
ちえみちゃ
Tammy's
んに呼ばれ
voice.
てようやく。
Huh?
起きてたん
You
ですか。
were awake? Yasunaga made it sound like it was weird.
いや、
You
あ
try
のトイレ
sleeping
で
in
寝て
there,
ごらん。
guy. I can't even
横にな
sit,
るど
much
ころ
less
か。
lie down.
いや、 そう
No,
じゃな
that's
く。
not what I...
そうか。
I see. I really hate it when people just trail off like that. It makes me way too curious.
ちなみに君たちはなぜここ
Why
に。
are you here anyway?
はるちゃん待ちと
Waiting
見
for
張りだよ
Haru-chan. Keeping a lookout.
A lookout?
状況がはっきりするま
We're
で
not letting
現場
anyone
に
near
誰
the
も
scene
近づか
until the
ないように
situation is
ね
clear. Scene? So someone actually...
見る便所マン
Wanna
の胃
see?
袋の
It's a
強
good
度
way to
試
test
し
your stomach.
もち。
Mochi?
あんまふざける
Don't
な
mess
よ。
around like that.
ああ。見る。
Yeah, I do. The invisible and unknown were way scarier than anything else. Not to mention I could already smell something foul. I lightly moved them aside and walked up to the so-called scene. Oh my god, it's LOL Roar and blood on the dance floor! There was a corpse. It was such a horrible state that it was hard to recognize it as a human. I imagine this is what you would have gotten if you overturned a butcher's cart. That was how thoroughly the victim was disassembled. Also, the butcher would have had to deal with the entrails. Enough of that comparison. Straining my eyes to look through the thick mist, I could actually make out some human parts within the vast sea of blood. Or mountain of death. Hands, torn clothing, hair, and a shoulder bag. How professional. She kept hold of her interviewing tools even while running for her life. Didn't do her odds of survival any favors, though. Despite the body's state, it was hard to tell the victim was Hisayaka Mamma Mia, the small-time food journalist. Or perhaps Chef Boyardee? That was a bad joke. That thing. Did it come to me once it was done murdering her?
これは
This
ひどい。
is awful.
大丈夫
Are you
吐き気
alright?
とか
Feel nauseous or anything? Shammy was standing a short distance away, looking at nothing in particular.
吐くものもないし、
I got nothing to puke and well, I'm used to
慣れて
this.
るんで。
春明さん
Is
そっ
that
ち
what
系
you
の
were
学部だっ
studying in
け
college?
まあ一応
well,
医学系。
I guess you could say that.
えすごい
Seriously?
検視とかでき
Can
る
you do autopsies and stuff?
医学系ってのは医学部以外の類似学部生が見え張って使う
When
表現さ。
asked if they study medicine, I
料
guess
理
you
解
could
剖
say
なら
that.
何度か見たけど
Is what students from a similar department say when they make themselves look good, but I did see a few pathology analyses. I crouched down and put my hands together. Then, grimacing at the horrifying reek of blood, innards, and especially digested food, I brought my face closer. Perhaps I could learn something from this. I could, even if it wasn't much. This corpse wasn't split into pieces. The limbs were still connected, but they were folded in an unnatural way, and looked really flattened. They were either crushed or bent with no regards to bones or muscle position. Then her whole body had been torn apart. The innards were particularly badly damaged. The words "wolfed down" felt like the best way to put it. I found it hard to describe. This wasn't my job, so there wasn't much I could tell about it without touching it.
何がどうなってるのかわ
This
からない
is
程度
way
には
beyond anything I've
常
ever
軌を
seen
逸した
before.
傷だよ
I
ね。
can barely tell what happened here. I had an urge to add this seemed inhuman, But I kept myself from saying that.
とにかくとっとと警察を呼ん
We
で
should call the
プロに
police.
任せよう。
Leave it to the pros. I said something any good citizen would, but for some reason they didn't seem to agree.
春明さん、
Haruaki,
警察
the
は
police
来
won't
ないんだ。
come.
そんなことはない
Why
でしょ。
wouldn't they? I mean,
人が死んでるんだし。
someone died.
来ないんだ。
They won't.
じゃあ
Then
避難
let's
しよう。
それも無理なんだ。
That's not happening either.
どうして
Why?
バイク
We
もあ
have
るし
my bike
この人
in
たち
their
が乗ってきた
van.
車だ。とにかく不採取さんで生存者は全員見つかったはずだから
we
一度
now
食堂
have
に移
all
動
the
しましょう。
survivors, so let's go to the dining hall.
春ちゃんは僕らが連れてく
We'll
ぞ。
wait for Haru-chan.
そっちはお願い。
Yeah, you do
春
that.
明さん、
Let's
行
go,
こう。
Haruaki.
なあちゃん
Can
と
I
説
get
明
an
してくれないか。
explanation?
悪いけど精神
Sorry,
的に
but
無
I'm
理。
not in the mood for
自分で見て
explanation.
勝手に理解
Figure
し
it
て。
out for yourself. Oops, I said that in the... Could have said that a little higher. It was the first time Chiemi had acted so harsh with me. I was pretty irritated myself, but it must have been far worse for them. They actually had info on what was happening here.
無神経だったよ。
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Chiemi said nothing more and silently walked off. I followed after her. When we reached the plaza, I instantly understood what she said about evacuating. The bike and the van were both completely destroyed. The latter was in a particularly bad state. The front window was broken and all 4 tires were flat, etc., etc. My bike was on its side and its front fork was broken. Well, it's basically scrap metal now. Fuck. There was a rock right next to it. Guess we had our weapon. And there were more remains inside the van. It looked like there was an enormous mountain of flesh and bone. But I didn't know about Yudai Yashimoto. I'd assume there was 2 or 3 corpses in there. God, he's a big man, and you're just like, God, he was so fat. And every time you talk about him was, God, he's huge. He's like a behemoth. Like, do something else, dude.
Hashimoto-san.
Jimmy slowly nodded. Now I knew we'd lost not only 2 lives, but any mean of transportation as well.
あれ見て。
Look there. She pointed at a wooden electrical pole. The line was dangling, torn apart with no hope of repair.
よその電線は生きてるけど、
The other power lines are
食堂のは
fine,
電
but
話
the
線ごと
dining
やら
hall
れ
was
た。
destroyed along with the telephone
外に
line.
は連絡
We can't
でき
contact
ない
the
よ。
outside. I took out my phone. It worked, but the battery was almost dead. Like before, it was out of range. The situation had become even harsher than before.
これも見て。
Look here, too. Look here, too. Chiemi walked a few steps away. I followed after her. There was a large boulder. It was tall enough to reach the average roof, and there were drawings on it. A crimson symbol of some sort. What did it represent? At first, it looked like an incoherent mass of lines. However, I soon realized there was a pattern. It felt like the calling card of some street gang. From what I could tell, the basis was a warped diamond shape with a spiral inside. There were 2 of them. These seemed to be drawn in blood, but that wasn't nearly as disturbing as the bizarre shape.
狼が2匹。
2 wolves
村
had
に
snuck
紛れ
into
込ん
the
だ。
village.
戦わなき
We
ゃ
have to fight.
いけない。
Chiemi made quite a declaration. Apparently, this settlement had been invaded by something malicious, and was intelligent enough to get rid of all means of escape or contacting help. I could understand that much. But it did make sense to me. This wasn't some isolated island. There was the cliff, sure, but you could still go down to the Seranaga, or go to the Kamifujiyoshi. I'd ask about it next time I had the chance.
ごめん。
Sorry.
気が立っちゃってご
Sorry
め
I
ん。
got mad.
春秋さんだってきついでしょうに。
まあ気にしないでいい
Don't
よ。
worry about that.
所詮
I'm
僕
just
は
an
よそ者だ。
outsider.
そんなの言わないで。
Say that.
Hmm?
Oh,
あ
poor choice of
言い
words
方
on
が
my
悪かっ
part.
た。
I mean, I'm an outsider
よそ者ゆえに
who doesn't know the
ルー
rules,
ルがまだ
so
わ
I'll
か
just
らないから
silently watch for the
もう
time.
少し静観するってこと。疲れちゃいるけ
I'm
ど
tired, but I
多
think
分
I'm
普
less
通の
shaken
人
by
より
this
は
than
動
most
揺はしてない
people.
と思うか
So
ら
I figured it's best
お
for
と
me
なし
to
くし
stay
とこ
cool.
うってね。きっと
I
他の
imagine
ご年配
even the
方は
elders here must be
もっ
more
と殺
bothered
気立
by
ってるだろう
this.
し。
春秋さん、
Hayaki,
本当にただの
are you
大
really
学院
just a
生？
university graduate?
そうでな
What
き
else
ゃ
could I
なんだ
be?
と？
なんか
I
異
don't
様に
know,
落
you
ち着い
seem
てない？
way too calm about this.
まる
Like
で
you're
こういう
used
質に
to
慣れ
situations
てる
like
みたい。
this.
多分
My nerves are
大事
pretty
な
messed
神
up,
経
I
が何本
guess.
か切れてるのさ。
The small dining hall was jam-packed with people.
てめえ
You.
生きてやがった
You survived?
おはようございます。
Good morning.
大変なことになったみたいですね。
What's going on?
ごめんなさいね。
I'm
ちょっと
sorry.
湯飲みが
Didn't
足りな
prepare
くて。
enough tea.
いえ、
Oh,
お構い
it's
なく。
okay.
てめえがやったの
You
か
did it, didn't you? The younger Orebi boy menaced me. Is that a word? Menaced? Oribe.
いや、
I want to say Orbe
やっ
like
てな
the
いよ。
hairspray.
どうしてそうなるの？
No, I didn't. Why did you think that?
うるせえ
Shut
入っ
it.
てくるんじゃね
Where the hell do you get off strutting in like that?
えよしぼをやめろ
Stop it, Yoshibo.
Listen,
You're the one who
Wada.
needs to shut it.
ああ
The hell?
匠兄だと
You're the one who
言ってた
said
だろ
this
こい
bastard's
つが怪しい
shady.
って
Man, I hadn't expected to be treated this badly.
ガキが出る幕じゃ
I'm
ねえっつって
saying
んだ
this is a matter for
そ
a
れに
brat
ここ
like
じゃ迷
you.
惑だ
You'll bother
なあ
Akawi-san, right?
あのね、たくみさん。
Takumi-san, please
と
calm
にかく
down.
落ち着いて。
Let's keep it
穏やかにね。
peaceful.
大丈夫だちゃんと
It's
話を聞く
fine. We'll talk it out. Thus I offer homage to Shinai the Almighty, so peace may come to pass. Thus I offer homage to Shinai the Almighty, so peace may come to pass.
やめえタイマー
Stop, Tiba. This is an ill omen. Where's the key to the meeting
鍵は
hall?
どこだ
I gave it to Matsu maybe 3 days ago. She said she'd fix the podium.
姉ちゃん
Well, Missy,
取って
I'll go
参ります。
and get it. That was the woman. So she wasn't just an illusion. Uematsu was her name, huh? I thought our eyes met for a second, but she just walked by me. Ah, wait!
めいこちゃん、
Miko,
ちょっと待って
wait
ね。
here for a moment. That girl was here too. Deeper in, there was Kiyonosuke Nosato, clearly irritated by something. This fucker. And not too far away, there was the old man who cried wolf. Just like yesterday, it was hard to tell what he was looking at, let alone thinking. They were the only ones sitting, by the way. The others were all just idly standing around.
母さん、皆さん、
Mom, everyone,
戻りま
we're
した
back.
春ちゃん、こっち。
Come in, Aru-chan.
The 3 students were here. With them, the settlement's entire population had gathered. As for the outsiders, the journalists were dead, while I and the mysterious girl had survived. I didn't know the circumstances, but they probably had their reasons to be suspicious of me. Suddenly, Jamie did something unexpected.
リカコさん、
Rikako,
ちょっと待
can
って
you
もらえる？
wait a moment? Hmm? She stopped the girl who was about to go out and get some key. Each villager seemed to call her differently, so I didn't know what to call her myself.
この人
This
久
is
石春明さ
Haruaki
ん
Fusashi.
皿長で
Crashed
バ
his
イト
bike
事故
and
に
met
遭
him
った
at
人
the Saranaga.
あ、
Oh,
どうも。
hello. An introduction? Now? Why?
こちら植
This
松
is
理香子さん
Rikako Uematsu.
回るに
Uematsu
末
is
で
made of
植松
kanji for spin
珍しいで
and
しょ
end. Pretty rare,
上
right?
藤吉の
Well,
長者
she's the current head
植
of the
松家の
Uematsu
現当
household,
主
one
様
of the chief families from the Kamufujioshi. That Kamufujioshi, like I can read them separately, but when you smush them together, it's just like it's too long of a word for me.
植松
I'm Rikako
申します。
Uematsu. Pleased to meet you.
お見知りおきください
Oh. So she was like a local celebrity, huh? Like Kiyonosuke's Nisato's family?
あとそっちのが
And
猫
that
ちゃ
is
ん
and that is my
名前がわかんないか
We
ら
only
そ
call
う
her
呼ん
that
でるだ
because
け
we
で
don't know her real name. Bah.
こんにちは。
Well,
よろしくね。
hello there. Nice to meet you. The girl they called Maiko trembled a bit and... Oh my.
と
Whoa. Sprinted through the crowd to hide behind Rikako Uematsu.
でなんだっつうんだ
So,
ちえみ
what do you want to say, Chiemi?
私は
I
久
suggest
石
not
春明さ
inviting
んを
Haruaki
宴に
Fusashi
呼ば
to
な
the
いことを
feast.
提案します
I felt a wave of perplexion go through the room.
ち
She,
勝手
that
言ってん
ain't
じゃ
how
ね
it
え
works.
そいつが怪しい
The
か怪
feast
し
is
くねえ
there
か
to help us
を
decide
で
if
決
he's
めるんだ
shady or not, right? Their expressions were stern and their words were harsh.
違います
No, I'm
私は
saying he doesn't
彼
even
が
have
そ
the
も
right
そ
to
も
participate
宴
in
に
the
参加する
feast.
資格がないと言ってるの匠に
何言ってんだ
The hell are you talking
そ
about?
いつが
He's
一番
the
怪しいっ
shadiest
つ
of
う
us
の
all.
よしくん
Yoshi,
宴
did
の
you
支
prepare
度
for the feast?
した
は
Huh?
あし
Yeah, I
し
did.
たい
しなかった人
You didn't.
いる
How was I supposed to react? No one was raising their hands, but I had no idea what they were talking about.
多分
Me, probably. I don't even know what that
何のことかわからないんで。
宴の支度をしなかった
The
から
other two didn't
あの
prepare for
二人は
the
汚
feast
れ
and
を
were
受け
taken
た
by the corruption.
でも春明さんは
However,
受けていない
Haruaki wasn't. I think the
私は
Okami ignored him.
狼様が彼を無視していると思ってる
Oh, Kami-sama? As in Wolf-sama? Why the reverence? And what was she even talking about?
皿長から来た
He's
人
from
ではあるけど
Saranaga, sure, but he clearly
彼
passed
は
by.
本当に
In
た
fact,
だ
I
通
think
り
he
過ぎ
could
た
get
だ
in the
け
way at the feast.
むしろ宴の邪魔になるいえ
No, for
む
all
し
we
ろ
know,
宴に
forcing
混
him
ぜ
into
れ
the
ば
feast would just make
狼
the
様の
Okami-san
怒りを買って
mad.
何が起きるかわからないとすら思う
ばあちゃん
What
どう
do you think, Ba-chan?
あんた
Did you really survive without
無事だった
preparation?
んかね
ちなみに支度って
What was I supposed to do?
みそぎ
Purify,
夢
shelter,
枕
dream.
体を清める
Basically,
一つの
cleanse your
建物
body,
に一
lock
人で
up in
閉
a
じこ
single
もる
building all by
眠って
yourself,
夜明けを
and
待
wait
つ
for the dawn
こ
while
の3
asleep.
つ
じゃあ守ってないですね。
I didn't then.
トイレ
I
に一
was
人
in
で
the
入りまし
outhouse
た
by
けど、
myself, but that's
風呂も
it.
入らず
I
一
didn't
晩
bathe
徹
and
夜しま
spent
し
the
たか
night
ら。
awake. The place got all noisy. They probably didn't expect that answer.
わからん
I
ね
don't know. This
初
never
めてよ
happened
そ
before.
んなことを聞いたのは
Taysen sounded genuinely puzzled.
リカ子さん
What do
どう
you
思
think,
われます
Rikako? I had no idea what kind of dynamics were at work here, but Chiemi asked for Rikaku Uematsu's opinion.
私も
I can sense the
賛成です。
idea.
神内明神
If
が
our great lord Shinai
裁か
chose
れ
to
ないの
spare
なら
him, he must be exempt from the
この
rules of the
方は
mountain.
山の掟の拉致
Her
外に
words created even more of a
おられる
commotion.
のでしょう。
そういうことです
So there,
ちえみ分か
Chiemi,
ってんのか
do you know what
そ
you're
いつを
doing
外すっ
right?
てことは
If we remove him,
うん
yeah,
大
we
切
won't have
な
to waste
宴
our
一
hanging
日分
for the day.
無駄な人をくくらずに済むね
おやっさん
Oh man,
どうするん
what
だ
do you think? It was roundabout, but in the end, once again, the one to make all the final call was Kanzo Makashima.
こいつは
He
歌で
won't
か
be in the
外す
feast.
おやっさん
Oh man!
じゃが
But... Glaring directly at me, the old man walked through the gathering and approached me. Seeing him from up close, I realized just how big and burly he was. It was pretty typical of someone living in a place like this, but it felt out of place on someone his age. His expression displayed both an inner strength to match his physique and a profound rage.
山の
If
掟
the
が
laws
通
of
じ
the
ねえ
mountain
な
don't work on you,
わしら
it'll
の取
be
り
all...
決めに従ってもらうさもなくば
If you don't,
わし
I'll
が
shoot you
て
dead.
めえを殺す
He spoke slowly yet decisively. Man, this was really uncomfortable.
ちょっと待て
Hold on! If
彼が
he
外
can
さ
be
れるというのな
excluded,
らば
I would like the same to
私や
happen
リカ
to
コさんも
Rikako
外
and
していただ
I.
けんかね
あ
Huh?
なんでだ
Why? Why?
我々は神
We're
藤
from
吉
the
の人間だぞ
Kami Fujiyoshi.
Saranaga
We
no
have
事情に
no
付き合う
reason to play
必要
along
は
with
ない
the Saranaga's business.
野里様
Nasato-sama,
そうはいきま
that
せん
won't do. If
Mukage
you're
no
here on the
hini
day of
ya
the feast, it
Nosato,
doesn't matter if you're Nasato, Imatsu, Miguruma, or Higuchi.
関係ありゃせんです。
おっちゃんその理屈だったら
that
僕
means
も
Yasuo
休ん
and
も
I
サボっ
have
てよ
to
くなる
leave too.
拝借されたものは
You
話
were
は別だ
both
ろ
disinherited.
どうして
That's
今現在4家
different.
に属して
Why
いる
must
者が
people that are
そんな
still
バ
part
カ
of
に
our
付き合わ
full
なきゃならない
families take part in this idiocracy? Listen here, Kyo.
いや
気安く呼ぶな
Don't call
ムロ
me that, Muro. Let's go, Rikako.
Rikako.
We have no reason to play with these
付き合う義理はない
peasants.
いいえ、
No, Nasato.
野里様。
Those in Fujiyoshi have a duty
藤
to
吉
remain
に住む
present.
者ならば、皆等しく
All remains in the
親
hands
内
of the
様の手の
Shinai,
ひらの上、
and we now gather upon the
それが
platter named Yasumizu.
この安水という皿の上に
But
しかし
文句がありゃ
if you got a
どこへで
problem,
も
then
行
get
け
out. Let the corruption
汚れ
take
で
you.
死ぬのが関
It's
の
hard to
山
do
よ
his voice because it's the deepest. Kiyanosuke eventually fell silent and Rikako left. To get the key, probably. She returned in no time and everyone began leaving.
てめえは
You're not
別
coming
の
with
とこだ
us.
はい
Alright.
どこに行けば
匠
Takumi,
奥の
is
檻
the cage open?
使えるか
Oh, well, yeah.
使えるけど。
Alright, I'll take him.
あわかった連れてっとくあんたこっちだ
Come with me. And guess what? It's the end of the episode. So we're gonna, I assume, get locked in a cage while they go eat possibly human meat. I don't know. They're just gonna eat some food and I'm gonna continue to starve in a cage. If you'd like to figure out what happens next, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.